Speaking of being put into positions of power that people have absolutely no business being in whatsoever, the idea that Erika Kirk is being placed on the Airforce Academy Board of Directors, you almost have to wonder if there's like a person within this administration who's just saying, we need a revolution and we need to make it look as obvious as possible. We need to make it so that no one questions anything that we're doing. I tried the peace sign, it didn't work.
Well, how come?
There it is.
Oh, that's okay, so maybe that peace one isn't there anymore. That was the one that got the balloons. That when those balloons went by, it was from that. So now apparently that gets something for you. It doesn't work for me.
Colin, can I please have the story?
Why can't I get fireworks? It's so sad. Why did she? Now she looks like she's dressed for a funeral.
As James Lee says, they are just effing with us at this point. I don't know who in their right mind would think that this is appropriate, or that, I mean, we already are in a situation where everybody's looking at everything that's going on and saying something doesn't add up here. This doesn't make any sense. And the more suspicious I think people are regarding whether or not Erika had knowledge or was involved in Charlie's removal.
I don't care about any of that right now. That's not even relevant to this. You realize this is absurd. This is absurd. Other than apparently she's very good at recruiting people into child trafficking. So maybe they feel like she'd be good recruiting people to this. I mean, I don't understand what her qualifications are to be this.
I don't think she has any, Jen. That's the story. And when you ask yourself, you know, how do we get here? How do we end up with this person in a position of authority? What are her qualifications?
And again, I'm not capable of knowing her skill set, but I do think that she is definitely like a Manchurian type of situation. She's been being groomed since forever. I mean, this goes so deep.
If she even had a modicum of self-awareness, you would think that she would say, maybe this isn't the best look. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
Yeah, no opinion's right. You know, these are the people that are so anti-DEI. That's a total DEI thing.
And the other thing that a number of the defenders have been bringing up is that this was Charlie Kirk's position. First of all, what qualified Charlie Kirk to sit on a government appointment position with the United States Air Force? That's number one. And number two,
now sometimes appointments are meant to be civilian positions in things, and I get that, okay, but this is not something that should like be bequeathed to your spouse upon your death.
Yeah, well, that's essentially what they're doing here. Scroll.
I can't.
Erika Kirk's appointment to the Air Force Academy's Board of Visitors has left many displeased. Upon news of the appointment going viral, netizens repeatedly pointed to how the mother of two wasn't qualified for the role.
I still don't think I still don't think those are their kids. I don't think those are her kids, but anyway.
Maybe not. Erika Kirk has previously been criticized for taking over her late husband's role as CEO of Turning Point USA, as she recently addressed the comments in a video shared on the nonprofit social media pages. Could we just highlight that
her outfit where she's like, I want to be Cheryl?
Scroll up for a minute. It's the absurdity of this, the pomp and circumstance, and it's still going on. That's the whole thing. They are putting themselves in a situation where everyone is looking at them thinking, all right, something went down with Charlie and you guys were involved in some way, shape, or form.
I don't even think they're hiding it. That's the thing. I mean, they're not coming out and saying it, but they don't seem to be hiding it, because if they are, they're doing a really shitty job. I mean, she's basically screaming, I'm part of this story.
I'm guilty. Like, hey. But therein lies what you've been saying for the longest time, which started several years ago, pretty much during the Obama administration, when it became obvious that we had federally elected officials trading on inside information and no one was doing anything. And now we've come all the way forward into these pump and dump schemes like every other day. And normally this would land people in federal prison for decades, but that's not happening anymore. Now no one gets prosecuted for anything. So how do we not end up in a revolutionary change situation when no one trusts the system anymore? What's there to trust?
Colin, can you scroll so that people know you're alive? The people are concerned about you. Thank you. See, okay. Colin's fine.
Scroll up for a second, please. Okay. Jen, I'm going to refill my water. Can you please continue?
Months after Erika Kirk took over as the CEO of the nonprofit her husband, Charlie Kirk, founded, the mother of two has seemingly replaced him on the Air Force Academy's Board of Visitors. Sounds like a very important position. Erika was appointed by President Donald Trump to the new role, making her one of the possible 16 members who make up the board. She is also one of the 6 members whom the president handpicks. Very important. Other members on the board include politicians like 5th Congressional District Rep Jeff Crank of Colorado Springs, along with Senator Tommy Tuberville of Alabama, and Chairman Rep August Pfluger, and I don't know where he's from.
Right, that Tuberville is a real winner.
Tuberville's a total piece of crap. They are tasked with making inquiries into the morale, discipline, curriculum, instruction, physical equipment, fiscal affairs, and academic methods, and other matters relating to the academy. What are her qualifications about any of that? Is she a teacher? Does she have an academic background? Does she have a counseling background? No, she was involved in Romanian sex trafficking and handed a pageant crown that she clearly didn't do anything to earn. I don't know what her experience is. I don't understand any of this. This is silly. Prior to Charlie's death, he was actively involved with the board and made several recommendations and inquiries during the last meeting he attended on August 7, 2025. Yes, I'm sure Charlie Kirk was like the beacon of change and hope for the Air Force Academy. I'm sure his presence on that board was just changing it all up. And I'm sure she'll carry that torch forward.
On social media, Erika's appointment was quickly criticized, with many claiming she wasn't sufficiently qualified to fill the role. You think? This Erika Kirk appointment to this Air Force Academy Board happened quietly over the weekend. See, they did this without any fanfare. They just stuck her in there, we're hoping that somebody wouldn't notice, but somebody did. With no formal announcement, Edison wrote, "I'm sorry, but being the widow of an influential husband does not qualify you to advise the Defense Department about Air Force standards."
Wait. Can you, seriously? Who said that? What idiot said that? Because, yeah, she's not qualified, but nothing about this has anything to do with Air Force standards. This has to do with the Air Force Academy. That's not the same thing. And that's very, like, see, that's really lazy. That's lazy.
Another user remarks sarcastically, "I'm sure her background as a pageant queen will be a big help." Third person noted, "Donald Trump has appointed Erika Kirk to help advise the Defense Department on issues affecting the academy. We're in hell." Yeah, we are. Welcome to hell. What took you so long? Pleased to meet you. Hope you guessed my name. This is where we are. And
yes, yeah, I knew that, Barry. The C word is used for both sexes in the UK. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Whatever are her qualifications. And in the end, you can use this, and this has always been the problem with the two sides of the overeducated academia coin that always finds its way into liberal circles, to the you don't need an education anyway in the conservative circles. But what we are living through now, and Erika Kirk just happens to be one prime example of this, You think she's the only one? You think Pete Hegseth should be the defense secretary?
Okay. What scares me the most, and I said this in the very beginning, is that in my mind, the most qualified person in that administration is Marco Rubio.
And that's
and and that's horrifying, horrifying. And yeah, especially since he's willing to wear shoes that are too big for him just because he's too upset or too embarrassed to tell the president, I don't want to wear these shoes, they're too big for my feet, because apparently the president's making all these guys wear the same shoes.
So that story is a story that we will not cover in terms of it being a segment because it comes from the Miceless brothers. However, the absurdity of the fact that anyone who questions whether the Donald has lost his marbles, he likes shoes, and I do too, from Florsheim. I think it's a good store. However, the idea that he basically got a fleet of shoes for his administration and they're all the same size. So some of them have shoes that are way too small. Some have shoes that are way too big.
And none of them are willing to say anything because they're such pussies. They're such little toady fools. I think so too. I think they're going to try to run her. And I think it's absurd. And I think it'll look as ridiculous, if not more so, than Sarah Palin did.